Medyo nag-monitor po kami ng prices ng sigarilyo. Siguro, I don't know kung may naninigarilyo. May naninigarilyo ba rito ng tobacco? Cigarette? Wala? O walang gustong umangin? Ganito po yan eh. Ang dati pong stick ng Philip Morris, I think is 350 to 4 pesos. Nung na-monitor po namin sa isang grocery, umakyat na po siya from 7 to 8 pesos. So basically almost 100% yung tinaas. Some brands actually 50%. Actually, ang forecast po namin nung bago pa lang pinag-uusapan ng sin tax, ang expected increase namin in the prices is only 10, 15, 25 centavos. So it was really very much a welcome resort for us na tumaas po ang presyo ng sigarilyo by almost 100%, 80 to 100%. So why we are actually raising taxes. Hindi na kalimutan nyo na yung sinasabing to raise government revenue, to raise the coffers of the government for health. Taxes for cigarettes is to make the prices higher para hindi na po siya affordable or accessible sa mga, lalong-lalo na sa mga kabataan. Even though tayo pa rin may pinakamababang presyo na sigarilyo sa buong Asia, no? At least, dito sa atin, kung 80 pesos na siguro ang isang 60 pesos, yung mga minimum wage earner dyan, kumikita lang ng 400 pesos a day, 300 pesos, ewan ko, siguro talagang may tornilyo na sa utak kung gagastos pa sila ng 60 to 80 pesos kung one pack a day siya. And even for the children, no? Ito, dito lang ako nag-worry. Di ba sabi nyo nabanggit ata kanina ng maaga, na kahit pa paano yung youth, kailangan natin protektahan. Aminin ko po, honestly, I was also a smoker. I'm a writer kasi. At dati rin po akong taga-media, martial law days. Panahon pa ho ni Karima, Cholotan Codera. Evening Post, and journal also. Nasaan na ba ako? Actually, sa media, nagpapasalamat ako. Ito madalas hindi nababanggit sa mga media forum eh. To tell you the truth, the media was one of the very first sectors in society na nag-promote ng anti-smoking.
Palakpakan natin yung media.
Palakpakan yung media. You know why? It was way back in the 1980s, also in the bulletin. Nung unang nag-computerize ang newsroom. Kasi ang traditional perception natin ng isang newsroom ng media o ng dyaryo, si editor o si reporter, may hawak na sigarilyo, nagkakape, nagmamakinilya. May hawak pa telepono yun, ha? Pero nung nagsimulang i-computerize ang mga media rooms, sa mga newsrooms, totally, kailangan aircon siya, sarado na, bawal ng manigarilyo sa mga newsroom. That was one of the very first 100% smoke-free environment, at least in the Philippines. Kaya malaki ang pasasalamat namin sa media. Yun nga lang, of course, marami na tayo mga kaibigan na namatay sa lung cancer, of course, kasi hindi naman yan nakukuha overnight, yan ay nakukuha over the years. Now, going back to tobacco, nabanggit ko kanina, nung tumaas yung presyo, actually, ang effect ng sin tax po, inaasahan po natin dapat March pa o April. Because, December siya inaprubahan, old stock pa ang nasa mga tindahan sa mga grocery. Kaya nagtaka kami lahat kung bakit biglang tumaas ang presyo ng sigarilyo January pa lang. Siguro, I can only surmise or we can only guess, yung mga retailers, yung mga distributors, yung mga dealers, ang nag-hike ng prices. Okay. So, maybe good for us na nagkaroon ng sin tax law. Actually, the next on the agenda naman for the tobacco control is yung tinatawag na graphic health warning. traffic health warning bill is pending in Congress. Ito po yung lalagyan ng pictures ang mga kahan ng sigarilyo kung ano ang mga epekto po ng paninigarilyo. So, kung maaprubahan ito, of course we need all the support we can get from media, from vapers, from everyone else. Masuportahan po natin yung traffic health warning bill, no? Para makita na nung mismong naninigarilyo ko ano mangyayari sa kanya pag siya ay nagpatuloy pang manigarilyo. Ito po yung makikita niyo may puta sa lalamunan, or kumalat na ang cancer sa dibdib, at kung ano pa. The only way really to go about tobacco control is really simple quitting. Actually, I was talking to Mr. Fernandez kanina with regards to the e-cigarettes. I was asking him if this has already been formally recognized or identified by the government, because it would help the group very much. No, kung ito ay magkakaroon ng parang endorsement mismo ng government as a medical tool, no, or a clinical tool for smokers. I was actually suggesting to him also that we do not actually promote what do you call that, vaping as an alternative to smoking, but more as a medical tool for quitting. Because kung alternative to smoking ang mangyayari, magkakaroon ng parang public perception na baka you are also promoting smoking. Eh, hindi naman siguro lahat ng Pilipino can afford vaping. No? Because we are of course concerned more about the youth, the poor, and the women. So if they cannot afford vaping, baka mangyari, ang napopromote, imbis na yung vaping, ay yung smoking. So if I cannot afford to vape, I would rather buy the regular cigarettes. And that's what we are trying to avoid. What we are trying to promote really is more yung hindi na po sila magsisimulang manigarilyo. Because, you know, as I can see, I can see the smoke, but from afar, I cannot see the gadget. So if I'm a little kid, baka isipin ko, uy, okay palang manigarilyo, puro uso ka nakikita ko. No? I hope you can get the drift. Na nabanggit ko ito na I would rather be appreciative kung ang vaping to ay magiging medical or clinical tool for smokers, no, for them to quit, rather than as an alternative to smoking. So again, thank you very much for the opportunity for me to speak here, but I do hope that most of your goals and objectives will be achieved. Thank you very much po.
Pick up on me there. Okay, we continue, and this time we'll have the history of nabanggit nga ni Mr. Asuncion yung electronic or vaping. History lang ito of electronic cigarette by Darwin Luis Castaneda.
My name is Darwin. Actually, the vaping industry, they call me Casmot. I'm one of the owners of Holy Smokes. We create the juices that we use electronic cigarettes. Basically, what I'm gonna do is just tell you the history of how the e-cig came about. Vapors, question: who invented the e-cigarette? Give me a country. Huh? China? China? You're wrong. Next page, please. The first electronic cigarette was actually invented by Mr. Herbert Gilbert in 1963. I'm sorry, excuse me. In 1963, he actually patented the technology. It uses a solution, a nicotine solution, by similar to an atomizer, what we use today, which it heats up, it emits smoke, and that's what the person inhales. Next page, please. This is a more detailed description of the e-cigarette that he patented in 1963. Next page, please. And actually, in 1963, it was released in Popular Mechanics and had an advertisement for a battery-powered electronic cigarette. From what I researched, the only issue he had then was the battery life. He was able to get about 15 minutes of use, which didn't make it practical for the everyday users. But, next page please. In 2003, a Chinese doctor, a pharmacist, Mr. Hon Lik, actually developed the modern e-cigarette that comprises of the atomizer, which converts the propylene glycol, one of the ingredients of electronic juices. It turns it into steam, and that's what we use today. He was the one who introduced the propylene glycol. Later, Mr. Delbert, the Cosmetics, will discuss what the ingredients are. So what it does is it heats it up, it turns into vapor. It is not smoke. That's why actually we're called vapors. What actually we do inhale is water vapor, similar to a nebulizer. So everybody else who says that it's the same as smoke, and if you notice, like the consistency of the smoke, like right now, it's like this is actually fog. What you're seeing, it is not smoke. It is what we actually inhale. This is you cannot transfer this. There is no secondhand smoke because it's not smoke in the first place. So basically, that's it. If the media wants it, we can have it, send it to you. But the history, it's available in the internet. Any questions? None? Thank you. Next week.
Thank you. Palakpakan naman natin siya. Thank you very much. And now, we will present what they say, what is an e-cigarette and how it works, by DJ Darren.
Good afternoon, fellow vapers, mga kasama natin sa media. I am Trojan Darcen from Planet Vape Group, and I'm here to show you what an electronic cigarette is and how it works. I would like to start my presentation by showing you an introduction to e-cigarette.
There are electronic devices that simulate the sensation of smoking. They deliver nicotine to the user without cancer-causing agents and other harmful chemicals that are normally associated with traditional tobacco products. They can be used in most places where tobacco smoking has been prohibited. They produce a simulated smoke that is actually water vapor that looks, tastes, feels, and reacts very similar to actual tobacco smoke. When exhaled, the vapor harmlessly evaporates into the surrounding air within just a few seconds. They don't use tobacco at all. In fact, the nicotine that is used is synthetic and derived from other natural sources other than tobacco. They're completely non-flammable as there is no ignition source. Truly a healthier alternative to traditional tobacco products. The Elite and Prestige are electronic devices.
Cigarette. But I would like to stress out some points, some information about electronic cigarette. But as Mr. Alex said, gusto nilang itawagin na it's a medical alternative to smoking. Using an e-cigarette, or what we call the vaping, is not smoking. Vaping is intended for current smokers that wish to continue their habit. It stimulates the experience of smoking by producing vapor. The vapor created is inhaled and exhaled much like cigarette smoke, hence the term vaping, as opposed to smoking. It uses a liquid, or what we call an e-juice, to produce the vapor. Electronic cigarette is battery operated. No need for lighter, no cigarette burns, no ash. That's why we call tobacco cigarette an analog cigarette. And an e-cigarette smells better. No nasty smells in your hair, clothes, car, house. No smell clinging at your hands and all. Especially no more bad breath. An electronic cigarette is used worldwide. There are still no studies or research that shows the use of electronic cigarette is harmful. But just looking to the 4,000 chemicals of tobacco cigarette versus 4 chemicals of vaping, it is safe to say that vaping is safer than smoking. According to BBC, this year, they are expecting another 300,000 smoking to shift to vaping, making it 1 million electronic cigarette users in United Kingdom alone. Here in the Philippines, there are no figures available, but e-cigarette stores are popping up everywhere. It just means that there are thousands of vapers all over the Philippines. Even prominent personality like Senator Chis Escudero and other celebrities uses vape. Now, let me show you the parts of an electronic cigarette. Sir Marlon? Yes. I showed the video earlier is the first generation of e-cig that resembles the look of a tobacco cigarette. It has now evolved to a better looking and longer lasting battery, like Marlon was holding. It can be charged via USB charge. It comes in sizes which the long one has 1000 milliamperes and the shorter one is 650 milliamperes. And it produces 3.7 volts of current that powers the atomizer. The atomizer contains a small heating coil that vaporizes the liquid, and generally consists of small filament and a metal mesh that draw the liquid in. Just drop in the liquid in the atomizer and it is ready to fire. The third component is the mouthpiece, or the drip tip. Simply, it is where you inhale or suck the vapor just like in smoking an analog cigarette. Okay. To produce the vapor, we need the liquid, or what we call the e-juice or vape juice. The ingredients of the liquid are as follows: vegetables glycerin, propylene glycol, flavoring, and the optional nicotine. These are all food-grade substance. Later, our industry friends will tell you more about the e-juice. Sir Marlon, can you demonstrate the use, how to use? For your first time inhaling the vapor, it's a lot different with an analog cigarette. You pull hard to get smoke, but with vaping, you simply pull it slow and steady. Can you show us? Go. Using an electronic cigarette is about you. It requires more action than analog cigarette. So we suggest to find your own style of vaping and what feels most comfortable to you. Okay, I'm going to show you some benefits of using an electronic cigarette. First, no secondhand smoke. Second, electronic cigarettes are welcome in big malls, bars, restaurants like this, and other places that you cannot smoke. Third, there are no tar, which is one of the harmful effects of tobacco smoking. Fourth, it is odorless than tobacco. Significantly less expensive pag basic kit lang yung gagamitin mo. Tapos, e-juice ingredients are basic and non-toxic. From how many milligrams do you want to put in your e-juice? And last, you just don't miss a thing when you leave smoking and turn to vaping. Not a thing. Kasi mas